Okay, here we are. And what we're going to do in this video is we are going to take our little sample piece that we have here and we're going to make a proportional sketch. That is, another way to say this is we're going to scale this little um, piece here by a factor of 2, which means we're going to double the length of the sides and we're going to and then try and match up this drawing as best we can in our larger version. So the instruction is to take this piece here, which is 2.5 by 2.5 inches, and to make it into a 5 by 5. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make my 5 by 5 square. I have a nice square here, and I'm going to do that by first marking off 5 inches from the edge of the paper. I'm going to do it 2 places. So there's one 5-inch mark. In fact, let me make that a little more definite so hopefully that's seen. And then I'm going to make another one a little lower down here, making sure I keep my ruler lined up. And with those 2 marks, I'm going to draw a nice straight line connecting those 2. So now I have a side here that's 5 inches long. And now I'm going to turn my paper this way and do the same thing. And I'm going to use the corner of the page. That way I don't have to, I'll take advantage of the fact that this part here is square. So 2 of my sides are going to already be ready to go once I mark these 2. Oop, move it up here. So I marked 5 inches here on the edge of the paper. So there's 5 inches. So I marked there. And I move down here. And there's 5 inches on the edge of the paper and I mark there. So once again, I'm going to connect these 2. Okay, so there's my square. And now I'm going to mark halfway because I'm going to put a grid on this. Half of 5 is 2.5, so I'm going to mark there. Do the same thing on this side. 2.5. So I'm going to connect those 2. So this is I'm going to do this kind of lightly. And I'm going to turn around and do the same thing going this direction. So I'll mark 2.5 here. And I'll mark 2.5 here. And I'll draw a line here. So I have my 5 by 5 with a little grid mark out, and I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to do the same thing on my sample. I'm going to mark halfway. So it's 2.5. So halfway is going to be 1.25, which will be right. Oh, that is a tricky ruler. I'll use these marks right here because they're a little easier to see. Matter of fact, let me get a different ruler. This will be a little easier to see, hopefully. So I'll mark on my edge here at 1.25. I'll mark 1.25 here because that's halfway. I'll turn and do the other side. Turn and do this side. Now connect these up. I'll connect this up. Okay, so I have a grid on my sample. I have a grid on my 5 by 5, and now I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly sketch the sample onto here, just trying to keep in mind about where these parts fall on the grid lines. So I can see the point here sort of, it's not quite halfway, and it's just barely on the other side, and it kind of comes, it starts here, and it comes to about right there. It's a nice curve, so it kind of comes like that. All right, so there's a curve, and it's sort of bends down here and it sort of kind of comes up like this. I think it needs to be a little more curved. And down here, I can see it touches not quite half. But I can see it's a nice curve going down here. So a nice curve like that. And then on this side, looks like I've made it a little thin, so I'm going to try and maybe make it a little wider. And it's going to go to, I'm going to try to go to this point right here. And that point there is not quite half. Kind of down like that. Maybe make this a little bit bigger round, kind of like that. And then I can see that the swoosh that comes up here is just below my little grid mark, so right about there. And it's kind of a gentle slope there. And then this part, pretty much right almost halfway in between here and here. So right about like that, and it comes up. And then this point here is a little bit below half. And so what I see here is I see something that comes up here. Like that. So I have this. And now let me just extend this down about halfway here. So now I have this shape that sort of represents this piece. Looks like only about 2 other spots, and that's this and here, and then I can work on the coloring. So next thing I'll do is I'll try and get this little swoosh here, which is not quite half. And it's a little, this piece is not quite halfway between here and here. And it ends a little out, maybe a little bit more than halfway between here and here. So if I look at that, this is a little bit more than half, so a little more than half. So I will try to, and this just kind of makes a nice curve that way. And this stays pretty wide until it gets to the very end. It comes together like that. It doesn't have to be precise, too precise, because I still have to color things in and I can cover this up. And then up here I've got this other little swoosh, right? And that's going to need to go up in this corner. And there's a little bit there that'll be a little bit red. And then this edge here is not quite halfway. And it's definitely not quite halfway there. So it's going to come like that. And I would say I've kind of got all the little parts of this done. So now I just need to color things in. And let's say I sort of did a little bit of experimenting. That's kind of purpley. This is a little more blue. And so I can see I have some blue that comes in here. It comes down about there. It matches up here and a little bit of streak here. Like this. Boom, boom. And so this part here is going to be, in fact, it's not a very dark blue compared to this. So. There's this blue. And this is pencil. It doesn't necessarily match as well as you'd like to, but since we're going from a painting, and this artist obviously blended and made colors from what they have, these are not quite as, don't quite work the same. Just like you can see some blue in here. And there looks like there's even some blue in here. All right. Now let me try and see if I can find, oh, here's some more, it's a little darker. And now let's get purple. Purple. I could probably darken this up, but there's still a little, yeah, that purple's terrible. I don't like purple. What I would like to have, as I kill some time here, is it's a little bit darker. I'll tell you what, I'm looking for some black, and I don't seem to have black. this black? No, it's more of this blue. Okay, tell you what, I'm going to use red here to get the red in. Just try to be consistent. One thing about it, it's nice and flat color, so I just want to make sure things are saturated well. And it's not the greatest red, but at least I'm going to try and match sort of the curvy texture of the drawing. I think for sake of this video, I'm going to stop here, and then I will post my final piece right at the end. Although I'm going to let this run. Let's see, now this kind of comes in this way, right? So there's a little bit of red in this corner. Yeah, the saturation is not very great here because you can see the white coming through. Here comes. What would Thomas Kincaid say? Oh, this is a nice red. A nice red. I don't know how nice it is, but it's red. It's not very red like that, but you know, like I said, can't always have exactly what you want based on materials you have. Remember, the goal here is to have the drawing completed to scale. I could probably continue to make this a lot more red. There's that. And now, for lack of a pencil, I'm going to go ahead and make this darker parts darker here. Yeah, it's not, I don't know if that's black. It's probably a super dark blue. Like, I don't know if I have a navy in here. Navy blue. If I add some blue to this. Oh, yeah. If I add some blue to that, that makes that tones down that black just a little bit. I like that. It looks like we're almost done here. So I gotta put in some dark here. It's in this denim color. It's kind of a super dark blue. Yeah, I like that. And then in the midst of this, I'll put in some of this. Looks like just a matter of style-wise if I want my lines being very precise or not. Okay, for the sake of this video, which has gone on plenty far, so there's something that's quasi like it, right? So last step to do is to cut out the scissors, and of course, the moment I need scissors, I don't have them on hand. So I'm going to cut this out right according to my lines that I had. One here. One here. There we go. So there's my scaled up version right here. That's 5 by 5. And the last thing I'll do is I'll mark what's indicated as the top. All these pieces, they have a little an arrow. And so I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put my arrow up to indicate which is up. And I should probably mark which piece it is. So this is piece number 15. I may go back and try and add some more color, but for the sake of this video, there you go. There's a scaled up version of this piece.